If you want your brand to show up in answer engines like Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude when people are asking about your industry, there are 6 principles to follow. I've followed these for our own brand called Interact. It's a quiz software. Our space is really crowded and really competitive, and there's a lot of funding. Yet we show up as the number one or number two option for every query related to what we do, despite the fact that we're a bootstrap company. These are the 6 principles that I've followed, and I want to share them with you now. The first one, and this is the main thing, is you have to have a lot of mentions of your brand alongside what you do. So if there is a threads thread, whatever you call a threads thread, and somebody asks, hey, what quiz software do I use? And 8 people chime in saying, hey, I use Interact, I think it's great. That's going to show up as a mention. If there's PR, where it's a new release around top quiz softwares, you want to make sure you're mentioned. Now, you don't need to be the number one option in all of these. You don't need to try to go coerce people to be like, hey, can you put us number one? But you do need to show up as an average. I've gotten really into F1 recently. And if you know how the scoring works there, you don't need to be number one in every race, but you do need to be in the top 10 in every race. And a lot of times you need to be in the top 3. So the AI is going to kind of put that all together, give an aggregate score. And if you are consistently mentioned, you're consistently near the top, then it's going to tell people that you are the number one option. That is probably the single biggest thing, is making sure that you do show up. Now, how do you actually do that? It looks different for every business. For us, it's a lot of making sure that our customers are really happy, because a lot of these answer engine sources are going to be places like Reddit or Threads or whatever it may be, where you don't necessarily have control over who chimes in. So you want to make sure your customer success is really buttoned up, and that you do actually have people who are happy using your product. Super, super important. Now, the next thing, and this is something that's really started to change in 2026, is that you need to be known for one particular main thing. Like our platform, Interact, we are the highest converting quiz software. The reason why is because we built a purpose-driven software that's just for quizzes. The vast majority of our competitors try to do a number of things. But what that does is it kind of degrades, or it dilutes the quality of the quiz software that they offer, and the conversions are lower. So if you're using a quiz and your main goal is to get leads, you want the highest converting, because every lead might be worth $100 or $500, and you don't want to lose any leads. So what we make sure that we do is, in all of our content, we make sure that we're publishing the statistics, showing that we have the highest converting, proving it over and over again, making sure that it's mentioned around the web. Again, going back to this one, you want to make sure that people know what you are known for, what's your unique differentiator. Now, the next one, and this is my version of a library, you want to have different categories of content that you're going after. You don't want to just be showing up for one solution. You want to be showing up for different solutions that your product, your service can help with. So you want to make sure that you have these pillars. You want to make sure that those all are really fleshed out with great content that is strong, that has unique differentiators, and that is mentioned around the web. Because if you just become known for one thing, then that's a limited market size, right? You're limited to the demand of that one thing. So after you capture that, you want to move on to the next thing, right? So make sure you know all the use cases of your product that your customers are actually using it for, and then make sure that you cover those in content that can be picked up in the answer engines. Now, this one, the recycle icon, is the recency of the updates. And this one is kind of nuts. Like, you need your content to basically be updated no less than once a year, ideally every 6 months. So for us, right, we have like 300 pieces of content. I'm going through those constantly, or somebody on my team is, and making sure that it's updated with the most recent stats, the most recent figures, most recent screenshots. You have to be in the habit of updating your content frequently, because the answer engines, unlike Google, which actually would give you more authority the older that your content was sometimes, now the newer it is, the better. And I've written pieces that have showed up in Gemini, in Google overviews, in ChatGPT, as soon as 24 hours after publishing. And so you have to have your content updated frequently. Now, the next icon, this is me, a very terrible version of me, but whatever, I'm not an artist. You have to have a person who is the face of your brand. Today, it's February 3rd, 2026. HubSpot just bought Starter Story. Starter Story is a brand It's run by a guy whose name I can't remember right now, even though he interviewed me for Starter Story. But brands are starting to buy people that can be the representative of those brands because people want to buy from a person. Even if it's on HubSpot's channel or it's on a brand's channel, they want to know that whoever is speaking is representing that brand is somebody they can trust. They know who that person is. They know what their story is. They know what their buy in is, especially in this age of AI. People don't just want to buy from a no face, no name. Who the heck is this random person that's representing you? Even influencer marketing is starting to lose steam because people want to buy from an individual. So, like in our case, I'm often the face of Interact. I'm one of the co founders. I've been doing this for 14 years now, and I still believe in what we're doing. I think it's an incredible solution when people need a quiz software that just works really well, it's reliable, converts well, and then it's well integrated with the rest of their tech stack. It's a great solution. So I'm showing up constantly, talking to our customers, creating content, being in the zeitgeist all the time. And you look at this now and it's like, you have to have somebody that actually has buy in. It can't just be this person that has nothing to do with your business. People want that because that builds a lot of trust. So, and it also is baked into the ranking factors of these answer engines. And then the last one here is this concentric circles, kind of like the ripple effect. You want to start with something that's just exactly what you do. Like for us, quiz software for lead generation. That's the thing that we hit over and over and over again. That content, we make sure we update it frequently, make sure we are covering that all the time. But then you move out, right? Now, quiz software for product recommendations, quiz software for diagnostics, quiz software for lead qualification, quiz software for interactive content. Those are the concentric circles that get further and further out and address bigger parts of the market. But you want to make sure that this one right in the middle, the one that is your core thing, has a person. It's updated frequently. You're covering every aspect of it. You have unique differentiators and you're being mentioned for it. Only once you really capture that and you have a system where you're not going to lose that, then you want to move out to those concentric rings. So these are the 6 ranking factors of answer engines. This is what's helped us to show up against heavily funded competitors and be the one that is recommended by ChatGPT, by Gemini, by Claude, by Perplexity, all of them across the board. And these are the ranking factors that you need to make sure your brand shows up in the answer engines.